Hi, this is Larry DiTilio, writer for He-Man and Beast Wars, and you are listening to the GeekCast Radio Network.
This is Man-at-Arms, and you are listening to the Masters of Grayskull.
Not long ago, when times were simpler, this was a healthy breakfast. This was a powerful workout. And this was a hero. Perhaps now more than ever, we need that kind of hero again.
Hello, this is OptimusSolo, and welcome to the 136th chapter in our Powers of Grayskull series. With me for this journey into the Masters of the Universe franchise, as always, is TFG1Mike. Hello.
Hello.
We're back.
We're sort of.
And I feel like I need to say this like...
I mean, there hasn't been a lot in the last 4 years.
I feel like we need to someone to do like the best rock here. And finally, after 39 years, we're getting our next Masters of the Universe movie. And we are here to react to our first look at the trailer for that movie. So we hope you're ready, because it's time, finally, to go back to Eternia.
All that stuff that only exists in legends and bedtime stories. Talking tigers, spaceships, and magic swords that can make a man as mighty as a god. Where I come from, that stuff is real. Why did you send me away?
I wanted you to be safe. So I sent you to a place I knew that they'd never find you. There's...
This obsession with nerd stuff and sword things, it's not a good look for human resources.
I know it sounds crazy, but that sword is gonna show me the way home.
Sir, you can't do that.
Don't worry, the sword's mine.
Hang on, it's about to get weird.
What am I supposed to do?
Take the sword. You protect them.
Yes, sir. As you said, and as you just heard, folks, the trailer for Masters of the Universe 2026 coming out June 5th, only in theaters. They dropped the trailer, and I'll say this right now. We usually... So I made up this script back when we were doing Masters in Space, I think, or maybe it was... I don't know. The good moments and the bad moments, Grayskull Goodness and Motherboard of Madness, or whatever. It was probably when we were doing the Revelation stuff for Netflix. The only bad things I have are nothing to do with the trailer itself.
Okay.
It's everything. It's everything else around it that has like it's not necessarily other people's reactions to it, but it's certain things people have said, and it's nothing about anyone that I know. It's just the general public about what people say. So we'll get into that way later. But yeah, this trailer, holy crap. Where you want to start?
Well, I've obviously known, we've been hearing about this movie for at least a decade, if not two.
Yep.
There's always been rumors about another one, and then there's been ones in the works, and scripts being written by this person, and that project gets scrapped, and then it gets passed off to this person or that person, and this company and that company, and obviously it got to the point where it's almost like a running joke for Masters of the Universe fans, and that's why I totally understand you when we were talking about it. I don't know how long ago that was, where you're like, I'm not believing it until I'm sitting in the theater watching it, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
I get that reaction.
Yeah. So my thing is, just so the audience knows, my thing is that when a movie or a show or a cartoon or whatever is coming out, something visual that I can see, like, it's kind of like believing is seeing, seeing is believing, the old Casper thing from 31 years ago. I can't believe in something until I see and know something. Like, you don't have to tell me, oh, it's coming June 5th. You can tell me it's coming soon, but I need to see a 20-second, a 30-second, a minute and 45, so whatever it is. I need to see an actual trailer. I do not believe news stories. I don't care how reputable the news organization is. I'm not saying anything against any insert whatever news website you want to believe here. I'm just saying anyone that is ever, anyone, I don't care who, could be you, could be Steve, anybody in my life, anyone that has ever sent me a news article about new Masters of the Universe movie coming soon. No, it's not. Until there's a damn trailer, and until the trailer, at the end of the trailer, it says coming soon to a theater near you, I refuse to believe it, because for the last 39 years, they've been promising us this.
Been out 39, but pretty close.
Okay, but again, my point in saying that the 39 years thing is because it's been 39 years since the 87 film. It'll be 40 years since the 87 film next year in 2027, yada, 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 yada. That's my point. Okay, yeah, great. I'm going to ballpark it at saying 20 years since 2006, just to give it a round number.
And honestly, these days, you could see a trailer and it could still be fake. So you never know.
Exactly, true. And that, again, until an official... Yeah, exactly. Until an official channel, blah, 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 blah. And then there's people out there on YouTube that will take this trailer that we are about to comment on, and I get it. They want their nostalgia back. Look, man, you've known me for 2008, 2009, whenever we first started talking. What is that, 17, 18, whatever years? Mm-hmm. You know I run on nostalgia. But somebody on YouTube took this trailer and put the original Filmation song to it. Like, just blanket put the original Filmation intro music to it. And I'm like, okay, great. That doesn't make me want to see this movie more.
Yeah.
The original Filmation song is the original Filmation opening song. It goes with that. It doesn't go with, like...
It would sound weird if it was with this.
I'll send you the clip.
There would be a disconnect there. But they do have a couple notes here and there where it sounds like they're going to intertwine a modernized musical callback to it.
Right. Exactly. If they intertwine the music that was done by Shuki Levy and Ham Saban. Oh God, I can't believe I just pulled that out of my ass and my brain at 10 o'clock at night. If they intertwine the music from it and not, because literally how that person did the clip, how they figured it out or whatever, they timed John Irwin saying, "By the power of Grayskull," and at the time when what's the kid's name?
Nicholas
the new
Galazine.
kid. Yeah, when he does his "I have the power," it's John saying it over him. So they timed it right to make it feel like it. And again, I'll share it with you once we're done recording. But it's like, no, I don't. I have that. I have that from 40 plus years ago. If I want that, I'll go back 40 plus years ago and watch that. I'm not saying I don't want homages. I'm like, we start with Zor, whatever. Mm-hmm. Like,
I mean, this is super heavily filmation based.
Absolutely, and I love it.
It's a modern take on
cool.
with a lot of filmation crumbs. So I don't think anybody from anybody that grew up with the 80s series, or anybody that, if that is their series, like you should have a lot to enjoy with this. As far as like where it's getting its nods from, it seems to be mostly
absolutely
that. So, yeah, like
100%.
Like you're saying, right from Zor and the first sequence of the trailer where we get to see the colors and that form of the sorceress, like throughout the entire rest of it, like it's so much filmation that's good. So that's one of my positives. Like I love the filmation esque-ness of this trailer.
Yeah,
I love how much they tried to get as many of the characters, vehicles, and places to look like they did in either the original toy line or the original artwork or the original cartoon. Like there's so many that are getting nods to one of those elements.
Yeah, there's so many Mark Taylor designs in here.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. And it's crazy in a good way. It's so awesome.
Yeah. I mean, Grayskull's slightly different, but you can tell it's Grayskull. The Power Sword looks almost identical. A lot of the characters themselves, yes, some of them are different races or different genders or different whatever. Like, take that out of it. You can tell who they are. You know who the characters are.
Yeah, I'm over that. When they did that years ago, they've done that a couple of times in the last 40 plus years of this franchise. I'm over that at this point. If they decide that they need to do that, if they decide that this actor who is this race is the best actor for the role, go ahead and cast them. If that's the best person you got in 2026, great. Okay, sure, fine.
The most separated from the original look that we get, or the most distance that we get, is in Roboto, just because of how large the character is of Roboto, and it's not a humanoid-like figure that we get to see. It's definitely a robot, and it's definitely big and bulky. So, like, that is the one instance where we have a deviation that you can still tell it's a robot, but it completely does not look like the original Roboto. And like, maybe there's layers to that armor, and maybe some of it can come off, and it'll look smaller at some point during the movie and look more human-like. We don't know that yet. But just based off of what we got from the trailer, that's really the only character that you're like, oh, that looks a little different.
Yeah, that did look a little different, but that's okay. And again,
it wasn't like necessarily bad. It was just like, oh, I can tell that one's a little different. Whereas all the other ones, you're like, yep, that's that person, that's that person, that's that person. It looks the same, etc.
So at least they didn't replace Roboto with blades or something.
Well, or so far what I've seen, at least from the trailer, and again, this is a trailer. This is two minutes and however many seconds, like out of a movie that's probably going to be at least 90 minutes or more. So it's just a snippet, right? But I believe that we got a lot of characters so far. The ones that we've seen are ones that existed. So far, it doesn't look like they've just created a new character specifically for this movie. They may do that. We may get a character somewhere along the way that's like, hey, I don't know where this one comes from. I'm hoping we don't. But so far, I like the fact that all the characters that have appeared in this trailer are ones that we know. So
I would say that just based on the trailer and based on what happens in the trailer, based on, let's just say this is the story trailer kind of thing, based on the story that's told in the trailer, whomever the parents are of Adam on Earth, that's going to be, because I don't know how that's going to work. So I'm assuming that's going to be a created character. I don't.
Or there's going to be created characters on Earth.
No. I know, but I'm saying like I'm basically saying like the new characters that we don't know of are going to be the Earthbound character. I don't think you're absolutely right. I don't think they're going to be. I don't think they're going to pull an Eternian a new Eternian character out of their ass just to pull it out of their ass.
Right. As far as the He-Man characters, I don't. There's going to be some human Earth characters that are new, obviously.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
I did like another thing I liked is I really liked the way that one challenge in doing this in 2026 is the fact that you're modernizing something that existed 40 years ago, right? And not only 40 years ago, but 40 years ago in cartoon and comic. style.
Yep.
So one of the challenges that they were going to have in front of them, not only is taking cartoon to live action, I get that part, but the other part is taking some of, like, for example, I guess my main example here is Prince Adam in the original cartoon wears an outfit that you probably would not see anywhere today. Like, you're not going to see it in 2026. You're not going to see it on Earth. You're probably not going to see it on even in this version of Eternia, right? Like with the pink outfit that he has in the cartoon. So I thought they did a good job of paying homage to that in his Prince Adam getup with a modern version that fits the color scheme and is believable. So I like that.
Yep. Absolutely.
I also like that we get to see a seemingly tone for this film that's going to be mature.
Yeah.
So we have one sequence in particular where they show the bridge going from, I believe it's the bridge going from Eternia to Castle Grayskull, which we can get into that later, but there's a walkway bridge, etc., and you literally see what appears to be a variety of dead bodies laying on the bridge or on the different things. Like it at least looks like that. So it looks like they're not going to shy away from, maybe we don't get like the main characters die, but we're going to get minions, I will call them, for lack of a better term, whether it be like Skeletor's foot soldiers, whether it be Eternian guards, like we are going to see that not everybody survives. Whether it be in flashbacks, whether it be stuff that's happening at the moment, like there's going to be some death. So I like that it seems like they're going to try to do some Filmation-esque stuff, and maybe there will be some humor and some camp and some of that, but they're also going to have a mature, serious side to that, and I dig that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I absolutely dig that. As far as the, let's just get to the bridge too far there. For convenience of the plot, I don't mind that there is a bridge from the palace to the castle, even though we know deep down the palace and the castle were always like 3 days away from each other, 3 days separated from each other, because that's just the way it always was. But for convenience of the plot, the fact that they're connected in this, and maybe that makes it so much easier and so much better for the plot of this to keep the story moving, because maybe you only have, like you said, a 90-minute runtime. Maybe you only have a 2-hour runtime. Who knows what look, man, Hollywood plays fiddle faddle with runtimes these days. You might have, heaven forbid, I don't want this because I didn't want this with the movie that I'm going to reference. Heaven forbid we have a 3.5 hour The Batman runtime. Look, no movie needs to be 3.5 hours ever. It just doesn't.
If they want to make this thing 6 hours, I will sit in the theater for 6 hours. No, just kidding.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Powers of Grayskull Series podcast is looking for our new co-host.
I will watch this. However, I don't care what the time frame is. I will watch this. Split it into a trilogy. I'll watch all of it. Like, it's fine. Give me more He-Man. But
okay, you can have multiple movies, absolutely, but you gotta have a good cutoff point. You gotta have a good cliffhanger. Yeah. You gotta have a good, hanging off the abyss at Grayskull hanger kind of thing. Right. And you gotta have
the is Skeletor dead or is he not dead at the end of this?
Yeah, you gotta have
the Shredder when he pokes his arm back through the floor.
Yeah, exactly. So. You gotta have Adam, not in this movie, obviously, because he's just going to be finding it. But let's say this does, and I hope it does, but I'm just, because we don't know, but let's just say in a future where this is released, well, it will be obviously, but let's just say when this is released and in the future it does really well, it gets a sequel. The sequel is The Problem with Power, and the cliffhanger to that is Adam throws the sword into the thing next to Grayskull.
Let the power return!
And that's the cliffhanger of the second movie. And then
there's so many directions. We'll get into that.
No, I know. But I'm just saying, I know. But I'm just saying, like, this is the one way. Anyway, okay, where to next?
So other things I like. I feel like the Power Sword and the Havoc Staff, we get a shot of both of those, and they look amazing. They look spot on, exactly how they should look, and I'm 100% down for that. As far as some of the characters' looks, I think all of them are fine, but I think some that really appealed to me was Tila. I think she looks great, and I would probably say that my next two favorite shots that I got three. I'll say Cringer, Trapjaw, and Skeletor. I thought all of them looked freaking amazing. The face of Skeletor is perfect.
Yes, it is. As long as it's just the skull.
So I enjoyed all of that. I also enjoyed that they gave us a smattering of characters, but they didn't necessarily freeze frame and give us every single person we're going to see. I want there to be some that I'm not sure if we're going to see, and we find out in the theater during the movie that's oh, there's that person, or oh, they did include this person. I want those moments. So I like that we got a variety. We got to see little clips of quite a few characters. I mean, you see the glowing eyes of Mechanic, right? You see a very glimpse of in the background of Ram Man. You get to see a little bit better pictures of Goatman and Trapjaw and Spikor and Beastman and Evil Lynn. So you get a good amount, but I feel like there may be some others that we're going to see during the course of the movie that will be extra fun when we get to see them in the theater. So I like that they're holding some of them back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another thing, I love that they make some references and kind of give something to the collectors and the toy fans out there.
Scene was so
in multiple
silly.
things. Not only do we get the whole sequence in the toy store where he's trying to find the sword, but if you look in his room, if you freeze frame a few frames when he's in his room at the one beginning of the trailer, there's some action figures on his desk as well.
Yep.
You can't quite tell exactly who or what they are, but you can see that there's some action figures there. So I just love that they're hey, we know that there's a large part of the diehard audience that loves the toys, the action figures, and the collector aspect of this. And so they found ways to do that. And not only that, but they brought in so many of the vehicles that were present in the original line that you can easily tell which ones are which. And I thought that was very fun.
Yeah, that was so awesome. Absolutely.
I think another thing that three things more that I really like. So first, I love that a majority of the trailer is on Eternia.
Yep.
That could be a bait and switch. It could be that that's about all we're going to see on Eternia and they spend a whole lot of time on Earth. I'm going to hope against hope that that's not the case and that the ratio of Earth to Eternia in the movie is similar to what we got in the trailer. Go get him, bring him to Eternia, let's do everything else in Eternia. I'm hopeful based on how much screen time we get of Eternia that that's going to be a thing. Another thing that I love is that in the beginning he says the line, and Pixel Dan points this out in his review on YouTube. If you're not a Pixel Dan fan, you should be. Go watch it.
Yep.
But the opening line in this where they say talking tigers.
Yeah.
Please tell me that's going to be a thing. Please tell me that they found somebody to do Cringer or Battle Cat's voice. That would be fantastic. My last bit of super positive part about this trailer is, I've known about this for a while, obviously. I've followed the rumors. I've followed a lot of the stuff, and it seemed hey, this is actually going to happen. So I was all about it. And in my mind, I've been scarred by so many maybe reboots and remakes and adaptations of stuff from our childhood that I was deep down, I'm thinking this is probably going to be somewhat terrible. Yeah. I'm going to be excited for it. I'm going to be there on day one to watch it. And I might be in the minority, but I'm going to enjoy my time, and I don't care how it does. This trailer has completely flipped the script on the momentum that this project had. It went from something that we knew about to having more views than any other trailer. It broke records. It had more views than the Avengers trailer. It people, whether it be good or bad, I don't care. Talk about it, complain about it, talk about it, post it, circulate the news. Because if this thing does well enough, we will get more, and I am here for that. Because there's so many ways that they could go. They could do a sequel where they bring in Snake Men, right? They could do a sequel where we bring in She-Ra and Hordak. They could do so many different things if this is successful. So I am super excited that the trailer has gotten the amount of hype that it has, because to me it means that this thing might actually make some money. And not that I care about how much money movies make, but if this one makes money, we'll get more, and I'm here for that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's just, see, here's the thing about Masters of the Universe. It's a franchise that has become, and we all hate this. I know we all hate this, but I'm going to say it anyway, because it is true. From 2003 to now, it is a franchise that has been toy-based only. And the reason why I say that is because half the time when a cartoon would come out from 2004 to now, because 2003 was the last year that they did the Mike Young series, the good one. Up until they released the Netflix She-Ra, or DreamWorks, I should say, because it's not Netflix's series, it's the DreamWorks series, She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. And then they did the actual Netflix series, the two Kevin Smith series, Revelation and Revolution. Not a lot of people outside of us and outside of the people that are in our sphere, the toy collecting sphere, the whatever sphere, the Masters of the Universe fandom, I don't think the general public was paying that much attention to Masters of the Universe, because when you don't have a cartoon, and it's had comics over this entire time, there's plenty of Masters of the Universe comics that I can send your way that we could do podcast episodes of. No, I mean, I'm just saying that there's plenty of stuff, but I'm saying, like, the reason why this trailer did so well is because it showed the world, look, finally, again, after 39 years, there's another Masters of the Universe film.
And unlike Transformers, it hasn't been beaten to death yet. So, and I'm not saying that there's not room for more Transformers, but I'm just saying we've gotten so many films of that. And they're like, this is a kind of a breath of fresh air. Like, we haven't got this. The other thing that can happen if this does really well, knock on wood, but maybe we do get a Thundercats movie, or maybe we do get something else from an 80s property, because we're in a period where a lot of the 80s properties are done being rebooted and adapted, and they've moved on to 90s things, because now that's the age of the parents, right? Like the people that have kids are 90s kids. So they're going to try to appeal to that, and they're not going to try to appeal to us 80s kids as much anymore, because we're older and we don't have as many young kids. But this could be a thing where it's like, well, maybe there's a few things that we can still do from the 80s that haven't been done yet. So I'm all about the hype. So overall, I think the trailer is fantastic, and there's a lot of positive.
Yep.
There.
As for me, he knows everything. That's good. I don't want Adam not knowing. I don't want the secrets. I don't want him being sent to Earth and him not knowing why he was sent away. Like, it didn't want that at all.
I think they pick a good age to send him away, because it's like,
exactly,
he's old enough where he's going to remember some of that. So it's not like, why is he drawing pictures of swords? Like, he's drawing pictures of swords because that's his childhood, and he remembers.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
I'm fine with that. As far as transitioning to your motherboard of madness.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on.
Oh, you got something else? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were done.
Are we? Well, it was a question that Pixel Dan threw out, and it was something we haven't really talked about. And I don't care either way, but I'm curious, because it's going to be interesting to see what they do with it. Dan asked, are we throwing the secret ID out the window?
Well, I have that in my motherboard of madness.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get to that then.
All right. So starting there, secret identity. Do we have it? Is it a thing? Do we care? So I don't know if I'll be upset one way or the other. I think it does, though, add some elements to the interactions between the good and the evil characters. So I would like it to still exist as far as Skeletor not knowing who he is, but I do believe there's a way around it that can make it work. So I'm still undecided on that one. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing until I see how they execute it.
I agree. And I think the reason why this question came up so much is because of the toy store scene. No, it's okay. This is my sword. It's my sword. I need it. Yeah. I think that's really why, where it's Prince.
Well, and there's
Adam.
so many shots where he's in his Adam garb in front of he's literally fighting with Trapjaw in his Adam outfit.
Yeah, so that's the other thing is,
But he's also reaching back for a sword, so maybe he's just carrying a sword, and maybe they're going to act like they don't know he's different, or maybe they realize that they look so much alike that like today's audience is going to be like the whole Superman Clark Kent thing, like we're not buying this because it's the same person.
Yeah,
so I'm fine either way. I want to see how it comes out.
My only thing with the secret identity before you move on, my only thing is, if they're going to keep it, as long as he doesn't have to go run around a corner and hide behind a rock to do it.
Right.
I don't want to have to read if I want Adam to go run around, hide behind a rock, I will go crack open my Filmation DVDs and watch the transformation from 40 plus years ago. So I don't know, but go ahead. What do you got?
I got two other things, or I got a lot of things, but my next two are kind of combined. So number one, yes, they should be putting Battle Cat in the MGM Lion logo at the beginning.
No, I hate that. No,
please do that before the movie.
No!
Yeah. Yes,
veto. No,
needs to be there.
That was the thing. That was the other thing people were saying, and I'm like, that would be too hokey. No, I'm glad they did not.
No, Disney does that all the time for their movies. They should do it for this too.
This is not Disney.
And the other question is, will we get Battle Cat? We only see Cringer in the trailer.
We only see Cringer, which is, I'm happy that we only see Cringer in this trailer. Now, if they start doing TV spots for this, where it's shorter clips and we see a Battle Cat clip, I will be fine. But I'm happy that this trailer was just Cringer, because there's so much in this trailer that if you had added Battle Cat, like if you had done, I have the power, and then 2 seconds and done the Battle Cat, it would have been too much. It would have been I have the power.
For you.
Yep.
Okay. Number one, will you be upset if it's Cringer the whole time? And number two, will you be upset if Cringer / Battle Cat doesn't talk?
Yes, I will be upset if he doesn't talk, because of one reason only. And I don't know if they're going to hire this guy, but I hope they do. And I'll say who it is in a moment. And I would be upset if it is Cringer the whole time, but I wouldn't be as upset as long as he talks. And the one guy that I think they should hire, David Kaye, to voice Cringer.
My only reason why I say will it be Cringer the whole time is because there's a sequence in the trailer that they show Cringer growling.
Yes.
And that's not something Cringer would have done.
Right.
So is that just Cringer is just going to be both him and Battle Cat without a formation change or without a look? Mm-hmm. Is there going to be a cowering Cringer and a ferocious Battle Cat, or is it going to be just the same cat kind of the whole time? You know what I mean? Because in Filmation, we kind of get two distinct personalities, and I feel like in this may be a blend of those two, or just the serious one. So I'm not sure how I feel about that.
And if you're gonna, and it didn't show this, you're right. It just showed Cringer, or just showed the cat growling. It did not show the cat with a saddle on him. So why wouldn't He-Man run? Yeah. Look, folks, and we didn't touch on this. I don't know if this is further down in your bad moments, because I didn't care about this either way. But if you're going to put He-Man in his traditional skirt garb, you got to give the guy a saddle to sit on if he's going to ride the damn cat, man.
Will he ride the cat?
But that's my point. Like, if
maybe he doesn't ever ride the cat.
Yeah, that would be silly.
I feel like that would be a miss. And my side question.
Mm-hmm.
So we know Cringer's in here.
Where's Panther?
Are you hoping for Panther?
Yeah, you're damn right I am.
So I'm going to be interested to see how they deal with Cringer and Panther Cringer Battle Cat / Panther and how they work that out. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Panther only has one personality, so maybe they're doing the same with Cringer. I don't know. We already talked about it a little bit. I'm a little not sure yet on Roboto, both the size and the female voice. Not that it has to be male or female, but
it's a female voice? I didn't even.
Yes, Kristen Wiig is the voice of Roboto.
Oh, that's right.
I get, like, you could probably do, like, add some humor to it or do different things. My problem is Roboto is just so known for that clear midsection. And I really want to see that some of that armor comes off and we get to see that. Otherwise, I'll be slightly disappointed with Roboto.
I think they'll do that. I think again, this is this is such a good trailer because they give us just enough without going overboard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is almost, I dare I say, almost a perfect trailer where they give us us people that are fans enough Easter eggs without going overboard where it's too much, where it turns us off to, oh my God, I didn't need to see that much of it. Oh my God, you've shown me the whole, this isn't a, you showed me the whole movie plot trailer. This is you've told me what it is. You've told me how it's going to you haven't told me the whole story, but you've given me the basic plot points here, and you've shown me a bunch of cool things. Roboto was one of them, but you didn't show me everything with Roboto. So maybe there's something there that his stomach could, sorry, I hit my microphone there. Maybe his stomach could unfurl, unfold, unclench, whatever.
I'm holding out hope. I hope I'm wrong on this next one. I was not 100% sold on Alison Brie as Evelyn. I think the outfit is great. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure she's got the right face for the character, and maybe that's just because I've seen the toy sculpt, and the toy sculpt face for Evelyn is not good. But
is the toy sculpt face based on her face, though?
It seems like it is. I'm hoping that she just plays the part well enough where I won't care. But when I first got my first glimpse of her face, I was like, that's not Evelyn to me. Whereas all of the other ones seem like they fit fine. So I'm not, that's me being super picky. And like I said, I hope she proves me wrong because I think she's a capable actress. It was just at first sight, I was like, ooh, that's not my Evelyn that I'm used to, I guess.
Well, at least she has the white hair.
Yeah. Question about the, whatever you want to call them, Skeletor's army. We don't get that really. Hordak has soldiers.
Yeah.
We don't get a whole lot of Skeletor having kind of the Foot Clan, so to speak, for lack of a better term, in any other. We've reviewed every He-Man thing that's just about to review, right? Like there's not a lot of times where he has the Foot Clan behind him. So what is your thoughts on this army of evil soldiers?
I got to go back and look at it again, but my only thought when I first saw it was, and I know it's not this, but the Night Beasts.
Yeah.
But they could only come out at night, though. They hated the daylight. Right?
Yeah. So I'm not sure. I get you need it for the movie purpose because you're going to have a bunch of Eternian guards and you need a big battle scene. So you can't do that with just 10 bad guys. So I get why you're doing it, but I'm just like, it's a little change, but I think I'm okay with it. So just for lack of, something else that you would be able to create a large scale battle without them. I think Goat Man being in here is interesting. Like obviously he is very, very rarely depicted anywhere. He's not one of the major ones. So it's kind of strange that they picked him, but I'm still holding out hope that is okay and works. He looks like somebody from Hellboy.
Yeah, I'm holding out hope that that's a 2-second scene and he's just, hey guys, I'm here. And all I can think of is friggin' Adam Sandler from the 90s. Hey, Goat, why don't you come over here and we'll talk to you for you're going to kick the football around. That's all I can think of is Adam Sandler and his goat skit when I think of Goat Man. What else you got?
My next question for you is about the Prince Adam to He-Man transformation. Pixel Dan touches on this as well. Yep. Do you think we get one of those at the end of the movie and he is only He-Man for a very short amount of time? Or do you think we get multiple transformations? How do you think they're going to handle that?
Oh, where would they put that? So where they
Hollywood thing would be that we just get one.
Right. No, I know, but I'm saying like the reason why I said where would they put that is where did they put it in the trailer? The way they made it look in the trailer is that they made it look like it was kind of in the battle. Yeah. In the midst of the battle.
Personally,
because go ahead.
If the plan is to hopefully have more than one movie, I'm fine if the majority of this movie he's Adam, he finally gets this figured out and does a transformation to He-Man in the final act of the movie. We have a battle and everything's fine. My worry is that there's a bunch of idiots on the interwebs and social media and in society that are going to make that same complaint that they did with the Kevin Smith one that basically says, the whole movie was Prince Adam and it's a He-Man movie and we didn't get any He-Man. Like, I can't stand that type of backlash, and I feel like that's what's going to come if they do that, but I would be personally fine if they did that.
Yeah. So the way this trailer is, the way it reads to me, and again, it's a bunch of clips from the movie put together. I get it. It's a bunch of things. It's not how the movie is going to be presented once it's in theaters, June 5th, 2026. Is that hopefully that scene is to get you to the battle scenes with him and Skeletor that we see later. Because so
I would be shocked if we got a second transformation.
Right, me too, because it wouldn't make any sense, because the point of the film is his journey to figure out who he's supposed to be.
Especially if they're bypassing the secret identity, then there's no reason to go back and forth.
Right, exactly. So have you seen this sword? Hey, I found your sword, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Go, 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 get the sword, da, 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 da. Fights as Adam, fights in the battle. Get to Skeletor. Holy shit, there's Skeletor. By the power of Grayskull. Da, 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 da.
He-Man saves the day.
He-Man saves the day, fights Skeletor, yada, yada, yada. There you go.
I got 3 final points, and 2 of them are questions. All right. Okay. Number 1, are you upset at the size of He-Man?
No, I think I need to see more. In this trailer, no. Because again, you want this to be like, okay, if you're playing it as it's supposed to be Filmation, he technically should look the same in both modes. Wow. Transformers much.
Both identities.
In both identities, he should look the same. But to me, when I saw him as He-Man, he almost looked a little bit smaller than he did as Adam. I'm probably wrong in that, but I don't know.
He definitely comes across as not as big as maybe we were expecting.
Okay. I don't know. So I've watched the trailer. I watched it the first day it released, and that was the only time I watched it. I gave it a couple of days, and then the first reaction I watched was Pixel Dan's reaction, because Pixel Dan is the guy that I trust the most outside of you and outside of Steve Megatron and outside of our circle of friends that talk about this stuff. Pixel Dan, who I consider in my circle of friends, even though I don't talk to him as much as I used to, he's the guy I would trust the most outside of everybody else. And I watched his reaction, and then I watched his breakdown and whatever. And even then, I've seen the trailer like 7 more times right before we, not 7 total times before we did this record, but leading up to this, I've seen the trailer 7 more times. And every time I watch him in the He-Man persona, I'm always thinking, okay, yeah, technically He-Man should be a little bit bigger, but I don't know. It just, I don't know. I need to see it more.
Yeah. All right. Second to last question here. They give us Skeletor's face. They give us the Havoc staff. They give him some of his magical powers and things like that. They're very careful. They give one line. He does say one line when he's not on camera. He says, "Get the sword," or "Bring me the sword," or something of that nature. If you watch it carefully, he does have one line. But they do not give us much of Skeletor's voice and anything else around Skeletor. Are you still worried that it's Jared Leto and that the voice is not going to work? Or do you think everything you saw in the trailer put all that to bed?
As many times as I've seen this trailer now, I missed it every freaking time. So now I have to go back and listen for it again. No, seriously. Well, look, so
I think it's him, unless it's somebody else. It seems like it's him saying it.
Okay, I don't know, because I didn't even realize he spoke. When I saw Skeletor, when I saw the visual, I was like, okay, cool. So they're going to keep Leto in the suit the whole time. We're not going to see, this is not a Eternos origin story. This is a He-Man origin story. Okay, wait. Hold on. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but if this is just Skeletor, no Keldor, I'm perfectly fine. I do not want to see a blue Jared Leto.
So I
Hell
think
no.
there
I
is
don't wanna see that.
there is a part in the beginning that where you're going to see young Adam. We see that in the trailer. They don't show it, but there is also in the IMDb credits there is a young Tila.
Okay.
So we're gonna get a flash to that time period at some point where he's being escorted off of Eternia, sent to Earth, etc. We know that's happening. It does open up the door for the potential for us to see the early versions of Trapjaw and Skeletor and some of those characters. So there is a chance we can see Kronos and Keldor. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I would not be shocked.
So all right, let me get my Jared Leto rant out of the way.
I liked him in My So-Called Life.
Okay, you can have that. I prefer Party of Five over My So-Called Life.
Well, he wasn't in that. So.
That's the point. I first noticed Jared Leto when he was the lead singer of 30 Seconds to Mars, when they had that one hit, Capricorn, Brand New Name. That one song is the only song I really ever listened to from that band. And that's pretty much all I ever knew him from up until he started his acting career. And everything I've seen him act in, I haven't even watched Tron yet. I just can't. So when they showed Skeletor, full garb, skull face and all, Filmation looking Skeletor, awesome. I'm only curious to hear what his voice sounds like, and apparently I missed it 8 times in this trailer.
I think Pixel Dan did too, because he said we haven't heard the voice, and I'm like, I think we did.
I think we did. Yeah, and I'm like, damn, I got to go back and listen again. But again, this is just the first, trailer hit. They're going to hit us with other trailers between, now recording this in February and when the movie comes out in June. So, and I'm sure they're also going to hit us with, behind the scenes here, maybe they're going to do some sort of
that. Okay, I don't even know if I'll watch a second trailer. I don't know. I don't want anything else to be spoiled for me the rest of the way.
I don't either, and this is the only trailer reaction you're going to get from us, folks. But it's one of those things where I'm curious enough about Leto's Skeletor to watch something about that. Everything else, I'm good with just this trailer and waiting until June.
My last note, and I don't want to spend hardly any time on this, so take it for what you want. But I guess I'm somewhat glad because maybe it led to the hype and maybe it led to more people watching the trailer and getting more views and being more popular and all that other jazz, which is I'm good with that. But for anybody that said anything with the words woke or I'm not watching this because they did this, that, and the other, and the people that are freaking out about the pronoun joke, you can all just jump off a cliff and jump off that bridge that's going from Eternia to Castle Grayskull. You don't deserve this, He-Man.
So
it's a freaking joke, people.
It's a joke, and the funny thing about the joke is it has nothing to do with the pronouns.
Right.
Pixel Dan pointed it out. He's like, Adam, he, him, Adam, He-Man, Adam, He-Man. Get it? That's the joke.
Right.
It has nothing to
stop.
Stop.
Nobody's got an agenda here. This isn't a politically engineered or based movie. They're not trying to push their agenda on anybody. It's stop.
No.
Stop.
Just stop. Take the stick out.
Let yourself have fun for once. Let yourself enjoy something. Stop.
Yeah, no.
To make something that is not there. So I am excited overall. I think if I was to give this trailer a score of 1 through 10, I'm probably at a 9.
Yeah, I'm right there with
that's
you.
That's how much
I'm
I enjoyed this trailer.
Yeah.
So
no, absolutely. I'm right there
to me, this went from something that was some fans are going to watch this, almost like when they re-release something to the theaters, like when they do the Transformers the movie re-release or something. There's going to be a selection of us that go, and it's going to probably not make its money back, and it's going to get panned, win some Razzies and stuff like that. To being this film may actually make money. It may be popular. So not that it needs to be popular, but I want more movies, and I want a Thundercats movie and a Silverhawks movie and all the other things. So I hope it does well.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, folks, I think that's going to do it for us. No ad break this time. It's after 10 o'clock at night, and I'm tired, and even though I'm not editing this until tomorrow, I'm still tired. I'm always tired. So, what do you got coming up on the Cinema Geeks, sir?
Well, we just released our top 10 films of 2025. Dan and I did. And our next release will be our top 10 most anticipated films of 2026. Maybe Masters of the Universe makes an appearance. I don't know.
Number one.
If you want to know which movies you should be keeping your eye out for, tune into our next episode of the Cinema Geeks and we'll tell you which ones you should be watching.
Yeah, I think until this trailer hit, outside of this, there were only two movies on my... two movies that are not based around any pre-existing franchises, I will say. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not counting any of the Marvel stuff. I'm not counting any of the other stuff that we always... Mercy, right, which is already out, and I think actually both of these are already out now. Mercy and Crime 101. At the end of last year, those were the two that I was most excited to see this year.
There is a who's who of directors coming out with movies this year. Stuff like Christopher Nolan, David Fincher, Steven Spielberg, J.J. Abrams, Ridley Scott, Francis Ford Coppola, Steven Soderbergh. I mean, there is a ton of people coming out with films. So you'll have to wait and tune in and see which ones Dan's looking forward to, see which ones I'm looking forward to, and there may be some crossover. You never know. So that's our next episode coming out.
All right, folks. Well, that's going to do it for the 136th chapter of the Powers of Grayskull series. Thank you for joining us. Oh, boy. If you'd like to get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show, there are several ways to do so. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can listen to and comment on all of our content. You can join the GCRN Discord. The link will be in the show notes. You can check us out on all the podcatching clients you choose to use. We are on Twitter at GeekCast Radio. I'm at TFG1Mike. What is your Twitter, sir?
At OptimusSolo.
You can become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/GeekCast Radio Network. We hope you enjoyed the Grayskull goodness today. And don't forget to join us in our next adventure when we will be bringing you something masterfully powerful. Who knows when that'll be? Maybe sometime in June 2026. For now, I am TFG1Mike with
OptimusSolo.
By the power and for the honor of Grayskull, we have the power.